All right, and welcome. My name is Michael, pronouncer he, him, and I will be running tonight's session of Ars Magica. We are back after some time. We want to go down and introduce ourselves.
Hey, I'm Sarah, and I'll be playing Lear this week, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm playing Lear this week.
Hi, I'm Steve. I have no clue who I'm playing this week.
We'll talk
I
about that
was
in a
not
moment.
here when we talked about it.
We didn't talk about it, but
We
uh,
didn't,
but,
so
but Michael mentioned that going back to the
We'll
covenant.
we'll talk. Yeah, we'll end up back at the Covenant. We'll talk a little bit about what happened last time.
Okay.
hello. I am Nessa, and I'm probably playing Pen, she, her. She's a werewolf witch.
Not tonight. um,
Well then I'll be playing someone else. I've already changed my name to
Yep.
question mark.
For Nessa and Steve, if you want to grab Grogs or companions, it'd be best if at least one of you is native to the Covenant.
Is this going on when Hunt or when
essentially it's while y'all are gone.
Okay. Okay. So
And
then the people that were with Zalden should not be picked.
correct.
I would like to play my companion if that's okay, Thordak.
Okay.
Played him in ages.
Okay.
Remember, we can create new people from the Grogs as well.
Did I ever play the advisor?
I do not remember.
Is
I don't
the
remember what the
advisor
advisor
still
is
under
like.
weather? Like, is he healed at all?
I would.
Oh right, he was
I would
attacked by werewolves.
I would check. I think that was a little bit ago to see where he's at.
It has not been that long, and he's old. So I don't know how good he's doing.
He still has a heavy wound according to his character sheet.
Yeah, though he's probably going to be able to do a little bit of healing. What was the advisor? Oh, there we go, Trenton. Do some rolls for recovery for him. Oh, recovery bonus is 10. Oh, he died. I roll for recovery.
He died?
Yeah, he died. Yeah, I roll for recovery a little bit.
This is
No.
the best way to find out that an NPC's died ever.
Go
Oh,
ahead and
he's
that
dead.
season. Yeah, he's dead.
What was his name?
Trenton.
Trenton.
I will make a note. He has succumbed to his wounds.
So I'll definitely be playing him, right? Now I'll grab somebody from the template and I'll just make somebody up.
All right. Do we want to go? So it has. We're going to end up kind of going back to the Covenant, but if we want to kind of go over what had happened in the last 2 weeks when y'all went and when y'all went out to the spires.
I have notes that are kind of okay. They could be better. Uh First note, Hunter really boffs it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they all go to town and are immediately shenanigans are afoot. They had previously been told to go to town by those weird ass vulture monks, and you know everyone. I mean, everyone tells not being super weird because Hunter does immediately accuse them of cavorting with the devil, which is not a great way to get rooms at the inn.
Yeah, occasionally don't tell people what your plans are. Like, don't always
Yeah.
tell them why you're here.
I think that was very on brand for Hunter, but I don't think it was a good decision on.
He's a good shot, not exactly the smartest boy.
Yeah, exactly. Also kind of on Zalden for sending his dead shot to go acquire rooms, but it is what it is. And eventually they're approached by like a 16-year-old girl who I had mentally named Majima. About how like, oh yeah, no, there's demons afoot. Y'all gonna do anything about that? So we sneak off into the woods like you do, and what do you know? demon tree, claiming that he's a prince of hell. Zeldin very quickly is like, "You're not a fucking prince of hell. A prince of hell would take a lot. Like it, you'd notice if a prince of hell was here." Uh, so it's some just prick demon calling himself the prince of hell. Uh, so we go to fight him, and at first it's going great, and then it's not going so great. We really kick the ass of the first guy, but he's like, while he's in the middle of getting his ass beat, he's like, "Hey, somebody help me out here!" And right as we finish beating his ass, a giant bear man comes out of the woods and starts beating our ass hard. And we all go from kind of killing it. Thekla finally had his first good roll in the entire time that I've ever played him, and we all start boffing it immediately. But I will say this: Zeldin boffed it the hardest, because when you're a wizard and you boff it, there are consequences. And we go into Did we go into Wizard's Twilight? That was around the time that I started running out.
So yeah, the Wizard's Twilight thing, like you didn't actually go into it. No. Wizard's Twilight, you actually disappear for a period of time, depending on the amount of warping you have. Now, there's good things can come of that, because you can actually make rolls to understand it and come out like with a deeper knowledge of magic. But you basically had to spend like 2 minutes getting your like magic back under control, which in a battle, 2 minutes is a lot of time. And that was
not pleasant.
And essentially, without you to essentially artillery the demon, because you actually did some damage to it, but then y'all got close with the groups who were fighting the demon, but once you lost the mage there, he started picking people off and just throwing them into trees, and then y'all ran.
Yeah.
Oh, Nessa, you have frozen up and gone.
Damn it.
Yeah, BT Sampson's mentions at least at earliest levels, it's sometimes better to just let the twilight happen. Except you had a demon that was in the area, so in certain respects, you would have disappeared for a bit, then reappeared, and everyone else probably would have been gone.
Yeah, and I'd be alone in the woods as a mage. It's not good.
Okay. So it has been a little while since we have done that, so we'll kind of say as you took care of the things that you were able to back there, but afterwards things was a lot of licking your wounds, getting the hell out of there before that giant demon thing kind of made its way towards that village. And probably, since it's been long enough, we can kind of say fleeing was probably a thing that happened.
Yeah.
But back at the Covenant. So we have Penn, and we'll probably do is, if you're able to leave, Nessa, from the other one.
Yep. Sorry. I was like,
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe phone will do better.
Yeah, but you're coming through a lot better so far.
Yay! Sorry about that. Damn it.
So, back at the Covenant, we have Penn has been flying as a giant swan, trying to find out things about, Pygmalion, and making a child made of... Was you glass? Was one you were thinking of?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where, before we were talking about, like, sometimes you make a character decision as the player, and it, like, you wonder about how that does. Also, shouldn't be wearing a green shirt right now. Definitely does not help. But I feel like I kind of made a decision for Penn based off of what Penn wanted, where I'm like, this is an insane thing for us to be focusing on, but therapy doesn't exist, so this is what Penn is thinking about right now.
Okay. So, for tonight, back at the Covenant, we have Lear. We got those out there, and we have Ibrahim's character has been kind of delving deep into the that orb that you found in the
orb
in the Covenant. So he's been doing some study for there, and he's been traveling a bit for that. It's been a little while. Introduce us a little bit to both Lear, Steve, your companion, as well as Nessa. You'll be able to introduce us to the character that you are playing.
Yep. Would everyone be pissed if I became a spy?
I'm cool with that.
It seems. I don't know if I'm a spy for you guys or if I'm a spy for someone else. It just seems like probably a good.
Create some tension.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that or rogue. I just want something where like there's like some social aspect because
spy a spy on the Covenant could actually be very interesting for what we're going to be doing.
Okay, let's do spy because Thordek's here. So I mean, Steve, I assume Thordek is going to murder if something bad happens. So I don't necessarily need to be like, I'm the tough guy.
I mean, he's probably the most physically strong person outside of Penn in the Covenant, so probably.
Alrighty. I'm trying to make sure that I don't do anyone that I've already done.
Okay. Do this real quick. So, while Ness is coming up with that, if we want to just reintroduce the characters, since it's been a little while, we're going to start with Lear.
Okay. Lear is a half water elf. What is the tribe's name again? Hold on. Abilities. Marinita?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, half water elf. She's kind of serious, kind of tense, very familiar with fairy lore. Yeah. Currently kind of a blank slate, to be honest.
I'm playing Thordak Hardsteel. He is the giant-blooded knight. He is very strong. He's a little simple-minded, but that's more like when he gets focused on something, he's focused solely on that. He also has a supernatural nuisance, which is the ghost of his dead brother that haunts him from time to time.
I didn't know that.
Don't we all have that? That's one.
His ghost, his brother literally haunts him because he killed his brother.
Yeah. Oh.
So,
don't we all have that?
Yeah.
I remember when I killed my brother.
He also has premonitions from time to time where he can see something in the future or in the distance. That type of stuff.
Alrighty. And Michael, do you should we keep it a secret or should it be a surprise to me as well who the hell I'm working for? Am I working for you guys? Someone else?
It would be more interesting if you're working for someone outside of it. If maybe you've been there for a little bit.
I was figured. I will be playing a man that I have now named Lysander.
Okay.
His whole thing? Let's find out together.
What's your character's name?
Lysander. Because it means liberator, but also it has lie right in there.
Okay. Oh, your character's name is Lysander?
Yes, he's a spy.
All right, and anybody you wanted to be working for in particular?
Could we do like a rival covenant? Is that crazy?
Yep. Nope.
Like a different magic group?
Yeah, there's a lot of interest, which when we get to the stuff about when we get to the things about the tribunal, you'll see that there's a bunch of stuff that there's interest in the covenant you got, because in certain respects there's people who think you all shouldn't be able to be a covenant, but there were basically a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of behind the scenes strings were pulled by your respective parents. Lear, is there anything Lear has been working on as far as like spells, magical items, other things?
Hold on, I'm gonna look at my numbers real quick. I know I personally, let me see, diary. I have been working on spells, a lot of different types of spells, arts. I'm trying to raise my Rego and my Aquam. So I think that like Lyra really wants to focus on the water side of things, just because that's where she's already strongest.
Okay, just let you know from a mechanical point of view, because I don't think it's hard coded into the Foundry yet. I went through when I was looking up some stuff for the characters, realized that you've got your character gains 1 XP and all of the other elemental ones anytime that you actually study another one. So if you study like Aquam, basically fire, earth, and air all gain 1 XP.
Oh,
so that ended up being like 4 or 5. I think that ended up being 4 or 5 XP. So I added those.
Nice.
So you've been working on that. You're kind of like late in the night, doing some reading, working on some spells and such. One thing you have noticed is like there's always been a lot of wolves in the area because of the nature of this covenant. Wolves don't. They're never culled in this area. You've just been kind of hearing them a little bit more lately. How does Thordak tend to spend his evenings in the covenant?
He is a knight, and he's always with the boys and the group that like the grogs and whatnot, the shield and soldier grogs. I'm sure he spends his nights at the bar.
Okay, been doing some drinking. Lysander. Tell me a little bit about the person you have shacked up with as you have become kind of a person who's known about this place, about this covenant.
Would I have to pick a Magi to like kind of study or like to be like, I do stuff for you?
No, probably not one of the mages, because that puts you maybe a little too close, but someone in the covenant itself.
Could I be working for the replacement advisor? Because someone was just thrust into a position of power very recently and needs as much help as they can get their hands on.
Yeah. So do you have any particular specialties, things your character is good at?
Charming, specifically good at first impressions. I know a lot about noble etiquette, but I'm also not bad with the regular folk. Good at pickpocketing. I can ride a horse, and a little bit stealthy.
Okay.
But my best thing is I'm great at gaining trust.
Okay. So
Don't throw me in a river.
You've been working with the new...
Oh, and I can write.
Okay.
Sorry, that just seems big in these days.
It actually can be quite a bit, actually. The kind of new advisor is Dimitriola Cristalli. And I'll make a note. And she has been she's been doing a bunch of work trying to get set up, because she's been working with what's his name? That dead one.
Trenton.
She's working with Trenton before he died, kind of trying to get information, go around things. He was pretty much sure he would be coming back, but as things got worse, he started to become a little less coherent most of the time, because he'd been down for a long time, quite ill, and how old was he anyway? Was this 51?
He was 50.
Yeah, not terribly old, but the wounds, the infections got really bad. So you've been working with Dimitriola on that. Why are you not like at the bar or someplace a little bit later in the evening, maybe about 1 o'clock on this particular evening?
Thordak?
Why am I not?
Or no?
No, for Nessa, for Lysander.
Oh.
Why am I at the bar? Or why am I not at the bar?
Why are you not at the bar? Like, you're probably going to know people, getting used to stuff. Tonight, you're not there.
Well, I think last night I got a little bit too into it and did some of my fiddle songs that, while popular, I kind of overdid it a lot. It's like when someone does like 8 karaoke songs back to back, people are eventually, it doesn't matter how good you are, people eventually are like,
that dude's awesome, right?
Yes, that's what they're like. They're like, this guy is great. I'm glad that we've heard 7 Avril Lavigne songs.
All right, so you just kind of staying in your home at this point.
Yeah, I'm probably just like working on something. I'm probably just writing letters.
You hear as you're sitting there. A lot of the people live in area that used to be quarry. There is some places that got a lot of like grass and stuff, but you're kind of living in stone for a lot of the people here. And even some of them technically in like the large cavernous areas, and some of the places been brought out. But you're hearing like barefoot against stone a few different times while you're sitting there working in the evening.
That bull has like bull feet, right? Not human feet. They never specified in the pamphlets.
You're not aware. You've not really gotten too much about the Minotaur. People, like, not a ton of people saw the Minotaur, and the ones who did don't particularly want to talk about it. And Daedalus definitely doesn't want to talk about it.
I guess I'm gonna go investigate, even though that seems like a great way to get murdered.
All right, make your stealth roll real quick.
Does this qualify as an urban area?
Yes.
Yay! That's my specialty.
Especially you're kind of like on the snow. It's almost like streets and such.
Botch! Is it just a 1 botch dice, or do I need multiple?
Just on this one, just one.
1 botch! I have a bad feeling about Lysander already.
All right. As you sort of what you see as you kind of go outside, there are a bunch of people who are like barefoot and many of them sort of in night clothes and such, that are headed like out of the Covenant, and some like they're going through the darkness and such, sneaking past. And are you following them out to see where they're going?
Like, sneakily following them out, and it's just also like,
yeah. So you follow them to kind of see where they're going, like a little bit at a distance. And as they cross the bridge, you kind of wait for a little bit to make sure you're able to go. You cross, and they're heading kind of out toward the forest. And once again, you hear the wolf call happen again.
Is it a full moon tonight?
Nope.
ooh.
Well, it's not a full moon. But the thing is, none of these people have at this point. It's like 1 a.m. This point, the people would have changed. If this was a full moon, they would have already gone to the forest before this. But I hear the wolf call. There's a bunch of them that are kind of headed that way, and as you're going, at one point you see several of them sort of go in the woods. You wait for a moment to see if it's kind of clear enough, and then you hear like bare feet on grass behind you, and there's just a moment. What do you do?
I start booking it towards the woods, unless I think I can make it back into town quickly. Also, I'm just gonna run and grab my phone charger really quick because I realize my computer charger is not cutting it.
Okay.
I will be back. Oh wait, it's right behind me. Never mind. I'll be back immediately. I thought I left it in the other room. All right, yeah, no, I think maybe I'm gonna start running forward into woods. I feel like I just get a bad sense about whatever's behind me.
All right. Is it athletics? I got to bring up the thing of skills. I love skill systems. I hate trying to remember what the skills are at any given time when you need them. Or abilities here. They're still skills. Here we go. Yeah, make an athletics roll.
No. Phone, why? Sarah, can you do me a favor while I fix my phone? Could you go into Lysander and make an athletics roll for me?
Okay, 1 second.
Thank you.
There is no athletics. Just go ahead and make a dex roll.
Okay. Is Lysander? Do you already make the roll?
No, I made a roll for the other person.
I did not. Sorry.
Okay. I need to make an athletics roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where would that be exactly?
Under abilities. Here, I can. Let me pull up.
Yeah,
I got it pulled up. But
it does not. Does not have athletics. Just on that case, just go ahead and click on dexterity.
Okay. Dude. And no specialties and stress die.
Nope. Simple die. All right.
Great.
You get tackled from behind, Lysander. And there's the person that's tackled you is relatively wiry, and as you turn, it is Tom, an artist that is in the that is a member of the Covenant. Some of you've seen before, but you don't really know. And at this point, they look almost feral in the eyes.
Well, apparently unferal enough to know to tackle me when I've seen something I shouldn't know.
What do you do? Like, it's just tackled you, you get knocked to the ground. Not hurt or anything yet.
I mean, it's the olden days. I guess I try to like kick him off of me or wriggle or something. I want to get out.
All right, let's make a quick attack roll.
Hang on one second. I'm back and ready for action. When I plug my phone in, I accidentally unplugged my computer, but everything is fixed now, knock on wood. How did I do such a thing? Do not ask me. All right, come on. Lysander, we've already botched this really, really badly. I need you to... something. I need you to something. All right, I don't got nothing.
She's just an artist. Artists are easy to fight.
Fingers crossed on that. All right. Just straight up attack roll?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go into the combat section, hit the attack.
-1 dexterity. 0. Zeros. All right. Exploding in a good way. That's an 11 with only a -1, so it's only a 12.
All right. To be fair, go ahead. Click your damage.
11 against 3 with only my -1 strength and -1 dex, but 7 damage.
Okay.
I really want to live.
Shoot. Just trying to get this person off of TikTok.
God, do I murder someone in this field?
Oh, I'll just put this. So. Oh yeah.
God.
You gave him a medium wound. Tell me how that hits this person.
A medium was pretty bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. I asked Lysander to turn it around, and immediately he was like, "You got it, boss." I think we're in the grass. He's tackled me. I've had a lot of bad experiences in my life. I grab a rock. I'm not strong, but I know rock versus skull is a very bad business, and just kind of go like.
Yeah, as you just kind of cracks him in the head as he kind of falls off of you, blood coming down his face. What do you do?
I book it back into the city. That was the original plan.
Yep. Yeah, you haul ass, and you just kind of hear behind you. There's just a moment where you hear some vomiting behind you as you are like rushing across the bridge back into the Covenant. The next morning, Thordak, do you work very closely with Lear?
I think he's like the head of security now, so I think he works closely with everybody.
While you're talking with Lear, okay, I think I can just do this. Okay. I'm gonna have to pop out of. Okay.
Come on, TikTok's being weird.
No, I can't. From this thing, I can't actually kick off that person who's spamming it. I'll leave it for right now. Yeah. So, Thordak, as you're sitting there working with Lear, one of the guards comes in, one of the Pegasus riders.
Goes, ooh.
Sir, Magi, we have a problem.
What's up? What's going on?
We're doing a pretty standard patrol of the area. The road where we collect taxes. There was an attack. A caravan has been torn apart. When we stopped to check, what we're told was by wolves.
I see. Show us where things have been going.
All right. Yeah, if you'll grab some horses and come with us.
All right.
I'll run behind.
Yes, I feel a horse couldn't really carry you, could it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Horses
you also
do not work for me.
Horses don't work for you either, do they, Sarah? Unless
no, they don't.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to walk or possibly a wagon.
Ride Thordeck.
Honestly, I want to say, like, can you possibly put me on your shoulders?
That would be no problem.
Okay. All right.
I would say, unless Lear's gonna be backpacked, that'll be would probably not work particularly well over kind of a long distance. It's not a hugely long distance.
I do have a strength and stamina of 4, so
yeah, but still, imagine carrying a person on your back when you don't have to for.
Oh yeah, that's true. Why don't we get a wagon or something?
Wagon sounds fine.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're headed out there, as you're on your way, you go down the road away, and it's actually not hugely far from the Covenant itself. As you go basically further to the east, or west rather, you go further west, go around a bend, kind of goes down a bit, and you can see it before you get there. And there are several wagons. You see that there seem to be a few. There's a couple of the guards have gone there. Because as I recall, do you keep the Pegasus Riders fairly secret, or the fact that most people know there's mages here now, you let them be fairly?
We agreed we only use them when necessary.
Okay, so
we don't want people to know we have Pegasus Riders.
Yeah, so yeah, they kind of go at a distance and do some aerial reconnaissance. But yeah, you've got some of the guards down there. They're talking to one person, and as you're on the way down, you see that there has been a good deal of damage done to a bunch of these wagons, and there is a lot of blood, and like a lot of parts of people that are sort of scattered around it.
Strange.
Oh God, I'm just realizing what this is.
Hunter leaves for a couple weeks and everything goes to part.
And that's if you want to be like one of the guards that goes with them for right now, you can.
Hunter isn't keeping the wolves from the
let's
building.
Your advisor comes with, like your new advisor, along with their assistant, does come with. So Lysandra, you'll be there as well. All right, like I said, you've got some of your guard and such with you of the military. You've got some of the soldiers down there. Like, looks like there's one person that survived.
Do we know this person, or is it, they just new?
This is one person from the. Plenty of caravans come through, and it's one of those things where, again, plenty of caravans come through. You don't really know. There's a few people that like the guards might recognize because they pass by often enough, but they come often through so rarely. It's like. There's a ton of people that, yeah, sure, this dude's shown up before. I don't know who they are. It's going to be fairly common for a lot of the guards.
I make my way over to the person who survived.
So as when you approach, like they're talking with one of the guards. One thing you notice is she's probably 20, and there's no injury or wounds or anything on her. And as you approach, one of the other guards kind of notices and kind of taps the guy in the shoulder. He stands up and kind of takes a few steps towards you, and there's just a moment where you see him steeling himself to speak with a mage. But he looks at you for a moment, and then out of nervousness, first looks at Thordeck, and like kind of nods towards you, and then back to Lear. This is Gregoria. She's the sole survivor, hid away underneath a bunch of the fabric. that was being brought in on one of them, one of the wagons. She witnessed the attack.
What happened?
Wolves was what she said. As a bunch of wolves came through, attacked in a way wolves generally don't. And there's just this moment where he is one of the, he's native to the Covenant, so he himself.
So he's one of the werewolf children.
He's a lycanthrope. There's just a moment and goes, your pardon, Magi. Being experts on wolves here, these are not the way wolves attack. But she said there was a man with them.
There was a man with them.
There was a man with them, and then there were people watching from the hill. And he kind of points back the way you came.
Do I have any knowledge about this kind of thing?
The thing is, as of yet, you don't necessarily know what this thing is. Like, it's... if you got a man going with wolves is a weird thing. It's not unknown.
Would Thordak remember?
Oh no!
Oh, was Thordak? Yeah, is Thordak in that particular group?
I'll give you a.
This? I'm gonna
Oh no!
I'm gonna pee real quick. Thordak.
That's why I said that earlier.
No! I'll be listening. I'm gonna refill my drink real quick. I'm gonna pee real quick. And Thordak.
I thought Thordak was with us for that one.
Thordak wasn't. No, it was
It was Celine. No, it wasn't Celine. It was Mishka.
Yeah,
it was Mishka. Right.
Mishka
I was like somebody
there,
strong.
and I believe I was playing. No,
Salazar.
You
played the guy.
You played the guy.
I was playing the guy. I was the guy.
Oh, no. It was Penn and Mishka. Oh fuck! Why aren't Penn and Mishka here?
Yeah, and that was an episode Ibrahim missed. I think it was just the three of us. So Mishka, we need Mishka.
Can we?
Too late.
No, too late.
God damn it!
I think Michael wouldn't have wanted it to be Penn and Mishka. Well, one Penn's busy
so Thordak
seducing a guy's wife, but
my question would be because Thordak is like talks to everybody. Would he have heard about this? Is my question, because he has a score in carousing.
You would have heard about this.
Okay.
He's not going to say anything
make a roll?
Lysander, go ahead and make a roll for your carousing to see if this is something you've heard about, because you've been gathering information, or if you've got one that works better for information gathering.
I have a specialty in gossip.
Yes. You've also heard about this.
My liege? Kind of unsure on how to address the magical folk.
Lear. You can call me Lear.
Okay. Feels weird. Lear, I had something that I would love to discuss with you, maybe 45 feet away from here, if you don't mind.
Okay.
I do remember your character be a little freaked out by the mage. I mean, I know you're probably used to the mages from you're working from another covenant. So yeah, you actually are probably a little more used to it than most people.
Yeah, it's still kind of. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm a half fae, and I have bluish skin in places. Like I think I do creep people out a little bit.
I think I gently go to kiss your hand, and I'm like, I don't say it out loud, but I'm like, very cold.
Why are you
that's
doing
not
that?
Good. Sorry,
What?
Just a normal etiquette thing.
What did you mean to tell me?
So, funny story, but last night I heard a bunch of feet slapping down on pavement outside my home. And I thought to myself, that's not quite right, I'm sure you would do the same if you heard a bunch of barefoot people running outside. Especially when that's not normal. So I followed those people, and a bunch of basically naked people were all leaving the city together at the same time, but they were all
like the night clothes and stuff. But
yeah, night clothes, and one guy who just had nothing on at all for some reason. I don't know if he sleeps that way or just something came off along the journey. Not important. What is important, though, is that they all were kind of not really aware of what was going on and walked out into the woods, and then I hit one of them in the head with a rock. Please don't tell anyone about that last part.
I think they were under some hypnosis.
Yes. I don't know if you had heard, but during, I believe Thordak knows about this, but during our drinking sessions, Mishka had mentioned something about that town that Penn and him were at, where there was a man who could control wolves. Do you know if that ability necessarily might extend to werewolves by any chance?
No.
That was a unique ability, wasn't it?
Oh, God. Thordak, you're here now.
Yeah.
How does he move so quietly?
I don't know you that well. I'm not going to leave you alone with Lear yet.
We're going to get you a bell.
To meet you too. And I kiss Thordak's hand.
You need to stop doing that. I mean it.
Stop doing what?
Kissing people's hands. It's creepy and
It's
weird.
only polite.
It's creepy and weird.
No, that was with Penn, right? Penn and Mishka when they came to that town.
Penn spoke to me about it.
Yeah, she turned him into a gerbil and didn't kill him then.
She handed a box to one of the townspeople. It was not her best moment.
If only Hunter had been there. I've heard such great things about him. Haven't met him yet, but seems great.
That he is our best warrior. He could kill me if he wanted to.
Oh my.
I'm trying to think if I know. I don't know anything about lycanthropes, really.
Go ahead and do a do you have like a magic lore?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I got magic theory. I mean, Code of Hermes and Yeah. I don't have general magic lore.
If I get my hands on Hunter as a character and we run into your character, Steve, I'm going to try my best to kill him in one shot.
Go ahead and roll your Arts Liberalis.
Come on.
Some of this is
simple die.
Yeah.
This game is the most game where I'm like dice. I feel like a gambler. I'm like, dice, come on. You got to be with me on this one.
Yeah, so Sarah, there's some things you know about werewolves. It's a curse. It's also one of those things that I went to the book and I probably could have actually just gone straight to the thing. So one of the things when they transform, it's not like the way we tend to think of it today. They're not immune to normal weapons. The curse does not when you bite people, it doesn't do that. Like they transform into wolves and are essentially wolves for that time. They can be detected as a cursed human. That thing is possible. You also know it's a little bit different for the people here in this covenant. The people in this covenant are a little more, because it's not it's a different sort of curse.
They're born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Because they're born with it, it does, and this is one of the things Penn has been probably prattled on at you about at some point. It is different than the standard werewolf curses. There's something unusual about this one.
So they can't be. They couldn't be like charmed like a regular wolf could be.
They might be. Well, a normal one in human form is not necessarily going to work. However, the members of this covenant, you also know there's a problem. I mean, you've already seen the problems with there's occasionally some go feral. For them, being a wolf is more part of their nature. Because one of the rules of magic is essentially you cannot really alter someone's nature to a certain degree. There are certain things that are going to be just natural with the person, and just a part of who they are. That's one of those things that God is able to change, but beyond that, not so much. The essential, the limits of
That's
essential.
That's why that guy
nature.
was still an evil gerbil.
Yeah. So yeah, like the limit of essential nature. Any magic which violates a thing's essential nature must be maintained. When no powers no longer apply, the thing returns to its natural state. The natural state of people born here is both wolf and person. So,
I turned to Gregoria. Did you see where they all went after? I walk back, so I walk back to Gregoria.
There's just a moment where you, like, as you kind of walk up, like you're just, and like she just starts to shake a little bit. She goes,
I apologize.
From where I could see, and she kind of like the wagon that she was in. Like, part of it's been torn apart in ways wolves don't do this. Like they attack people, but things have been damaged. She's like, I was hiding in the linens, and I saw him go back in the forest, but the people up on the hill, they just watched. And eventually they went away. And I stayed in here until the guards came.
Turn to Thordak. Thordak.
We're
going up the hill.
Okay, hold on. How many guards are around?
We'll say there's probably 10 of them ended up coming out here to check out the thing. And how many would you have brought with you?
Because Thordak's there, I think he would have only brought like 3 or 4 with him.
Okay.
However many Lear would have brought is the different story.
Probably 2.
All right, yeah. So we'll
2 shield grogs.
Yeah, Thordak's gonna like snap his fingers to all of those that we brought, and he's like, "On me."
All right, they fall into line. They're ready to go.
All right, I'll lead the way. And I head towards the hill.
Don't you worry, miss. They're going to take care of this for you.
Yeah, I think I turn to Lysander. You can return to the Covenant.
Of course, Lear. Still feels weird to go by a first name.
My name. I don't have a first name.
All right, so Nessa, if you want to grab a thing for a guard for this one, you feel for one of a veteran soldier would be, because like, y'all have veteran soldiers.
Yeah. Okay.
You can grab one of those, and whether they get a name or not will kind of be up to you. If you want to split that off into its own separate thing, we'll come back to Lysander in a bit. All right, what do y'all do? Head up the hill.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think Thordak is, he's trained in survival, so I think he's also like scanning. Like as we're going, he's kind of like scanning, looking for anything odd or out of place. Just
okay. Do you have hunt by chance?
I do have hunt.
Hunt does include things like tracking.
All right. We're gonna click on that there hunt.
Track is its own.
Stress or simple?
Make this a stress.
Stress. All right, I got a 9.
Okay. It's a little hard. Like a bunch of stuff has been through here recently, and you kind of catch some of the tracks and stuff of wolves. But at one point, as you're going through, you do manage to catch some human footprints. Like they're wearing boots. But you do manage to catch some kind of going deeper into the woods.
Okay. I think at that point when he sees them, Thordak is gonna stop and just look and like point them out to Lear and be like, they're human footprints here. Boots. That's weird, right?
Well, Lysander said he heard bare feet on the stone. So yeah, it is weird.
Okay. Should
Go ahead.
want to follow these, or do you still just want to go up to the hill?
Follow the tracks.
All right.
You've got a pretty good like beat on them. Do you as you're making your way, you've got this group of how many have you brought into the actual woods with you?
6.
Okay. Nessa, you would be now one of the 6.
Okay.
Yeah, you're following for a while. Wolf tracks are kind of coming through and around, like the tracks. There's a couple places where he seemed to have made them after. It looks like they were all kind of surrounding him as he was walking on these tracks, and you get to a place at one point where you find a fire that is like it's been it's out, it's ashes. However, it's still a bit warm, and it looks like as you're kind of looking through, you also see a place where a bag had been, like probably like a pack had been, and then also a place where a roll had been laid on the ground at one point for sleeping. You also see again a lot of wolf tracks and stuff around it.
I have a spell I want to use. I have a spell called The Path Opens. I want the floor of the wilderness to part and show us the pathway of something that has moved through the area.
Okay.
So, boop. Do I need to do a modifier at all?
No.
Okay.
Love magic.
I'm sorry. The magic aura. Let me do the magic aura here real quick.
Isn't it 3?
We're in the woods now.
Yeah, you're kind of deeper in the woods, and this place is a bit more magical than most places. That's one of the things, because you've got like Fae here. You've also had this thing here for kind of a long time. I'll say where you're at right now. The magical aura is a 4.
Okay, so the aura level on this is a 3.
What's a 4? The thing is, it should automatically read that. So when you go ahead and click it, that should be a part of it.
Okay. So I have loud voice and exaggerated gestures for this.
Yep.
So stress die or simple die?
Stress die. Always a stress die with magic.
Ooh 20.
Ooh, that's good.
All right.
On a 1.
And it's only a level 10 spell, which means you have 12 points. Yeah, that plus. Anytime you get that plus 12, that is essentially the penetration. Because we're children. I happen to roll shit. Sarah, go back in and give yourself one more confidence. I was like, what does this part do? It makes you gives you confidence. Makes you a roll there. So yeah, ignore that. So yeah, make sure you go back, give yourself one confidence. I accidentally took one away from you.
I wish God could go back and do that one for me. Just open me up and be like, and here's one more confidence.
Yeah, generally it's companions and mages who have that. So describe what that spell actually. What does it say it does again?
So I have to use like exaggerated gestures and loud voice. So what's the Greek word for open?
Isa open.
Opa!
Opa!
That's cheers, but you know what works.
Okay.
I
just want to check.
Hold on. Let me find. I didn't have a cool phrase. Anoiga.
Range.
Anoiga.
Technically. All right. Yeah. So as you turn, and stuff starts, and there's like the trees that
it's like everything just like kind of parts in the way of the path people went. So like if there's grass, it flattens. It just like it just almost mimics the movements of people through the area.
Yeah. So as it starts to go, wrong thing. As it opens up, you see the direction. He has gone since. And this, I'll check this later. This part doesn't matter too much. And as it kind of like goes through and splits things, you hear at one point what sounds like a wolf. It's like, or rather, several wolves. Kind of this. They're not in sight right now because there is some hilly areas, but you can see definitely the place that this person went.
Is it leading anywhere particular, or just further deeper into the woods?
We'll say deeper in the woods, but it's paralleling the path. Yeah, it sounds like kind of a ways away because it's gone like further than you can see right this moment that you'd be able to follow it. You definitely do hear a like a barking of some wolves a bit deeper in there.
I turn to Thordak. Do you think Lear's not? Pen's not with us, is she? She's off. Oh.
Pen is not at the Covenant. She went somewhere, said something about a baby. Baby. I don't know.
She's so obsessed with babies.
She's weird.
I did notice one thing off about your spell a little bit, because it was eye contact. Whoops, sorry, I hit the wrong one. Sorry, the path opens. Was eye contact? That should probably be voice or sight. Sight takes it up to sight takes it up to a 20, which still would have worked for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, as far as you can see, and you basically can follow it there, cast it again. You'll basically be able to kind of keep going, but it goes kind of as far as you can see. As you see, like the path open up.
Why are the two animal people not here?
That would be convenient, and nothing is ever convenient.
Of course. Even Mishka being here would be a good call.
I mean, Mishka's back at the Covenant. We could go get them.
He's a bear, not a wolf.
You just meant okay. So,
and he's also not magic.
It sounds like there's wolves.
Yes.
Based on the footprints, there were a lot of wolves. Do we want to proceed forward, or do you think we should wait and get some more people?
I'm afraid that if we wait, they'll move on. There'll be no recompense. But I am ill prepared for this, and I do believe you are too. Well, you're big and strong, but a lot of wolves are still a lot of wolves.
I don't have my armor on, so I'm not prepared.
Do either Thordak or Nessa, do your character, have hunt? I know Thordak has hunt. If you want to make a roll to see how many wolves it looks like it might be, or like Nessa, okay. Do you happen to have hunt?
I don't. I have monster lore, if they count as werewolves, but I don't think they do.
Yeah, one in this case, like there's things you might know about werewolves.
Stress die?
Yeah.
I have stealth though.
That's a botch. How many botches?
Just one.
Boom. 3.
Yeah, you are not certain. As you're looking around, you have no idea how many. Like, it's a lot of wolves. It's the one thing that you know, but you're not able to get a good count.
Let us return to the Covenant. We will reconvene.
Okay. I also think we should put more patrols on the road.
That is a good call. Do it.
All right.
All right.
Sir, not to speak out of turn, but we probably shouldn't include anyone who's a werewolf in that patrol.
Well, that limits us quite a bit.
Or if we do have to include someone who's a werewolf, maybe someone who's strong of heart. They're
not going to tell you if they're going feral.
All right, we're gonna head back to the wreckage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, or Thordak's gonna go up to Gregoria and be like, "Where are you from? Are you okay? Like, you are welcome to stay as long as you need."
Yeah, she goes, we are from, as I turn to the map with all the cities, Napakotos. I go with the, was a part of these traders. I was one who dealt with silks and linens and knew the value and such of those. Supposed to come with, handle those, and then make sure the ones that we buy will be worth more when we come back. But now, and just sort of like looks around, and she's shaking, and it's been rough.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's actually gonna like kneel down in front of her and just be like, "Do you have anyone back there? We can provide you transportation and get you there safely. If you don't, you're welcome to stay here. We can find a job for you. You're more than welcome to stay. Whatever you need from us."
I have family back there, but it is it's some ways. It's roughly.
That's fine.
If I think we're all on the Theban Tribunal. It's roughly if you happen to be looking on the thing, it's kind of back, or actually, I'm sorry, it's actually right about here.
Okay.
Do we think she'd fare well on a flying horse?
No, we're not going to send a Pegasus. Thordax,
it'll include a rider.
Well, why don't you accompany us to Apana Maria? That's where we are. That's our covenant. I will see to it that you get transported back with a couple people that can protect you. We'll send you with another trading group or something. We'll take care of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And if you need anything else while you're waiting, just ask for Thordak. I'll come and help. Whatever I can do.
Okay. And she nods and again looks fairly pale and nervous, which makes some sense. All right, y'all head back.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you gather up the stuff. Probably gather the supplies, or they'll probably send some people back later on to gather any of the things because these wagons are pretty well ruined. Yeah, they head up that way. Lysander, what do you do when you get back to the Covenant before the rest of them? Probably by a good hour or so. What do you do?
I think I probably have like a message system. I'm assuming I have like some kind of like magic bird or something. There's all kinds of weird ass spells.
Not a magic bird, because some of those things, the danger can be if that stuff is detected or found. There are people in the nearby town that knows they can basically, you can leave information for.
Okay, I think I immediately go back to my room, write a coded letter for later, and then just kind of like hide it somewhere. It's all writing to my aunt about how, travel on the road's been rough recently.
Mm-hmm.
Because of and I try to find a way to be like, there's a fucking weird ass guy here.
Yeah, and basically you get that written up so that when you're able to take it into Demetrius, you'll be set. Like there's a person there you can give it to. They're able to get that back to the covenant you're working for.
I don't like the name Demetrius. I already hate this guy.
Well, no, Demetrius is the city that's nearby.
Oh, thank God. Oh yeah, no wonder. I was like, I have bad memories about Demetrius. How is that possible?
Yeah,
the whole town. I hate that whole town.
Demetrius, the town nearby. The one that some of you took care of the plot to essentially sort of make a bunch of people a lot more suspicious to the new rulers of the area.
I thought you were going to say when we did the plot of Dirty Dancing 2, and I was like, I don't know why Michael would say that.
I don't think I've seen Dirty Dancing 2. All right.
I didn't know there was a Dirty
Havana Nights.
All right. Yeah. So nothing else as you're doing that. Everyone else arrives back at the Covenant. So Lear and Thordak, what are you doing?
I think once like all the guards and stuff go their separate ways, it's just the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Or Lear, what is the actual game plan here? You're the only mage on site. Salim is gone. My boss, Salim's gone. Zaldan's gone. Penn's gone. You're in charge. What are we doing here?
I think we need to stake out the road. Take the wolves by surprise. That would be hard.
It's 3 nights until full moon.
I need to speak to Mishka.
Agreed. From what I was told, that guy in that town could summon. He could control wolves. If we get to the full moon, he has an army. We got to take him out before that. He's an army out there.
And we'll say Mishka is currently out on maybe gone with
Salim?
Yeah, like with them.
Mishka's not on site either. Mishka went with Salim. It's me and you. What are we doing?
We are killing this guy. I have some attacks that I can use, but
if I can get close to him, he's dead. It's simple as that. I'll crush his skull. We gotta find him.
Don't even have
Lysander just came in out of nowhere.
There's a knock at the door at this point. It is Dimitriola and her assistant Lysander. She's like, I thought as the advisor to the Covenant that it could be useful. You might need us.
Yes, please come on.
And she's got some books and stuff. She's got like some books and stuff where things have been written down.
We are facing an issue, and I need our strongest veteran fighters to assist Thordak and myself in protecting the Covenant. But most importantly, protecting those born to the Covenant.
So nobody with Thordak who is native to the Covenant?
No.
Okay. She starts kind of going through some papers and just writing stuff down.
Who's that old warrior that accompanied you in the village with the Fae? Stevens Salazar, was that his name?
Yes.
He'd be good. He's dealt with a lot.
Salazar is a priest, right? So Salazar was
What?
He was
Father Fox.
Yeah, he was a grizzled veteran.
Yeah.
Yep.
Salazar.
I played him when you were in the. He's like a 45-year-old grizzled veteran.
Yes.
Ooh, can I play him?
Get him.
You want to play him?
Well, I mean, Lysander's not going to the fucking battlefield.
Yeah,
that's
fine.
Sure.
You can play him. I'm just throwing out a name that Thordak would know.
Yes, get Salazar. Anyone else that is not native to the Covenant, that is our strongest fighters. None of the Pegasi riders. A few Pegasi riders.
But not the Pegasuses. We don't want them out in the field.
No, not the Pegasuses. Do we have any other magic users? Do we have any other magic users? Any other?
As far as that'd be Thordak's gonna look at the advisor and be like, I don't believe any other magic users other than Daedalus is here, right?
And Daedalus's magic is more who he is.
Would Daedalus know anything about the control of the wolves?
It's one of those things you can go up and ask him. We'll say, like, if you decide at some point to last him, he'll have no idea as far as that goes. Like, because it's like there's a lot of different types of magic in the world. There's a lot of different ways thing works. There are people who can speak and control.
All we can do is strike first.
Lear, at the end of the day, I mean, he is just a man, right?
Don't ever say anyone is just a man. They are dangerous creatures.
The problem. What? Excuse me. What was your name again? Lysander. Lysander. The problem is, from everything that we've been told, if this is the guy from that town, all he did was just howl into the air, and a bunch of wolves wiped out a town. Like, they hang around him.
I'd say maybe we should follow Hunter and maybe bring some extra longbows. If you could get a shot off before a howl reaches the air, then
Hunter has been Hunter's been like made to scale spires because people seem to think Hunter is really good at things because of some excellent rolls.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Well, also, I do
makes
genuinely.
sense.
I was gonna ask because the grizzled veterans do have points in longbow. I was gonna be like, can I have fucking Salazar bring a longbow? Because worst case scenario,
you can switch a few of those. Like, you can switch some of those things around. You can always mess with the template a bit because like those are just designed like here's a quick base. You you can make someone who's more of a longbow.
Well, he has as many points in longbow as he does everything else. So I'm like, why doesn't he have a longbow?
Oh,
you should just have it.
You have a fully stocked armory.
Let's do what we can.
Get
your armor. Get Salazar. Get our team. And let's strike first.
Thordak is no good at bows, so all right. I'm gonna get my armor. You two, get as many people that aren't native to the Covenant as possible. Meet me at the gate. Lear, are you coming on this, or?
Of course I am. Of course I am.
Well, Lear, with all due respect, every time you go in the field, you come back really hurt. Granted, you weren't with
time.
Granted, you weren't with me, so.
I had heard. Wait, actually, I'm gonna see if
that's where Sarah found out. Like, oh, mages shouldn't get that close to someone who can hit them.
I just, if you die, Zaldin will kill me.
Well, I mean, you probably have a good chunk of time to head for the hills before Zaldin makes it back, so that's something good.
If I
knock on wood,
I won't be on the front line. How about that? We can.
Good.
But I need to come with. I'm the only magic user we have, and this person is magic-ish.
All right, I'm gonna go get my armor on. I'll meet you all at the gate.
Right.
Y'all are gonna stop this guy immediately, and then Pen is not gonna be able to live it down.
Lear does have bow. Does have bows. Okay. So she can do it. She can handle herself. Let's hope she rolls good, because that is.
Yep. All right. Thordak has full chainmail. I'm sure it takes him a while to get to the gate, but he's armored up.
Yeah, and there's a moment where as she's going through and Dimitriel is making a bunch of notes and such. It's like, let me cross-reference and then pulls out a thing because there's a bunch of people in the Covenant, but she's going through sort of the guards and then cross-referencing. I can give you a list of names of those who should be available. How many warriors total are y'all taking?
Well, we know that there's a bunch of wolves. I would think it would be a small platoon. I would say 5 or how many can be in a group? 5?
Depends on the leadership of the people. What is Nessa, the grizzled veteran, I think is what you have?
Yes.
What's your leadership?
Leadership in combat is a 3.
3. Mostly they can have groups of 3 for the most part. You'll have some people that can kind of be able to handle 5. But yeah, it'll be mostly sort of groups of 3.
Yeah, Salazar also has 3 in combat. So I will say it's probably, I'd say we'd take about what's 3 times 3?
9 to 12? 21. Okay, damn. Yeah.
Or if that's too many, 15. 15 would be a good number. Okay. 5 groups of 3.
Yeah, 5 groups of 3.
Okay. Plus, if it's just people who are born here, we could probably then include people who are warriors, but who are also werewolves, but just who got turned.
No, the people don't turn. It is a curse that's been put on you.
Or not turned, who got cursed,
Well, no, but
I'm sure that's not an insane number, but maybe there's one.
Everyone born here is a werewolf.
With the exception,
with
the exception of Mishka, everyone who's aware a lycanthrope here was born here.
Oh, well, that kind of negates whatever the fuck his name was backstory.
Whose?
I forget who. Oh, it negates Hunter's backstory, because Hunter's backstory was that they moved here because his sister got cursed to be a werewolf, and they wanted to be somewhere where it would be okay for her to be a werewolf.
Yeah, she's probably the only one in that, because I said werewolf curses are pretty rare. This place is probably the single largest group of lycanthropes, probably in the world.
Damn.
That's why we're here. All right. Thordak meet you all at the gate.
Okay.
All right.
So as while they're doing this, is Lysander doing anything?
I think actually, while I don't want him to be in the fight, I do think he's trying to like follow behind to see how the fuck this turns out.
Okay.
I like how his whole thing is supposed to be charming, and I'm like, one, this guy sucks. Two, insanely curious to the point that it's going to get him murdered.
Okay. So you're going to try to follow behind? Or...
Yeah, we'll see how stealthy that is.
Okay. All right. Does this sound like a good time for a bio break?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Take a bio break. Be back in about 5. All right. Be back in 5. All right. We hopped through a few screens, but we are now back. All right, so you've got the group gathered at the gates. You have Lysander probably watching from a place where you want to sneak your way through. And what are y'all doing?
We're heading back to that campsite where Lear splitted the woods.
Split
the wood.
Joffund and Sprut. Actually, let me
see. What was Salazar's vibe? Was it like just
he was a grumpy old man, and his flaw was that he argued with the mages.
I don't know. I can work with that.
Oh shit. Yeah, I would say your duration is sun. So yeah, basically, as long as you keep going, like it's within sight. So if you kind of walk that path until the sun goes down, you'll be able to follow it. All right, you'll still have a couple hours of sunlight when you get there before you have to sort of recast it. Yeah, you get back out to that area. At this point, there's a couple of there's a wagon and some of the soldiers there taking away the stuff that was on the taking away the stuff back to the Covenant. You reach that clearing and you see the part that's been just placed that way. Let's do. How about your hunt versus Vatho's athletics?
My hunt?
No, probably Steve's, because I'm
okay.
If you're kind of the path will be opening up. If you want to have Steve doing some tracking to see if you're getting closer while you're taking it, or do we want to go through?
Steve's hunt be fine.
Yeah, so maybe you probably leading the charge.
Yeah. Stress die?
Yes.
Completely.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Yes. 5 versus 7.
So he's had a bit of a head start, but as you're going, the sun is getting kind of close to. The sun is kind of getting close to the
horizon.
Jesus Christ. He's getting kind of close to the horizon as you're following through. And there's a couple places you've even gone through some clearings. That looks like once they noticed some of they'd heard the magic and such behind them, they had gone through some stuff that it led you through. And you reach to a place where there is a fairly large clearing, and there's some cliffs kind of up above that you can actually get through. Basically, you can climb sort of a larger hill. And as you go there, you see a man surrounded by about a dozen wolves right now as he's trying to make his way up there. You see him before you're still in the woods itself. You sort of come around the corner, you see them there, but you have not as of yet been seen by him because he's still trying to put some space.
Thordak is gonna look at Lear and just point on the hillside or where he can see them. See him?
I see.
Got anything?
Hold on. I think I actually might. I can control a human being as long as I see him with this level 25 spell.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. So Aura level 4. I have Aura level 4 here. The loud voice and exaggerated gestures. Is he in range where if I say the word, he'll hear me?
At this point, won't hear you. But the thing is it one that's voice range or is it sight?
Hold on. Close. Attributes. Eye contact. As long as I can see him.
No, that's not see him. That's eye contact.
Eye to eye.
Yeah.
Duration is concentration.
Which one is this for you?
This is control of the secret name.
Yeah, so you have to make eye contact with him.
Okay, so I can't use them, but I do have strings on my fingers. What was that one again?
I think that's one that I accidentally moved some stuff on. No, I think I put it back. Make a target lose control of one body part. That can be done. That can be done within voice. So the thing is, if you head out, if you get closer to him, you'll be able to get to a place where voices can be heard.
Come on, attributes. Try there. Hey. I don't have anything that could work from this point.
Then
okay. We're just gonna keep going then. Thordak's gonna like look at everyone and be like, we're gonna pick up the pace now, but not too much. Just
all right.
Gonna pick up the pace.
But I'm gonna have control of the secret name ready for when he does make eye contact with me.
So so basically this whole group sort of just start like rushing closer to, because like you're a place where you try to get that distance. As people start running, there's a moment he sort of like looks back over his shoulder, sees all of you there, eyes go kind of wide.
All right, and then I call out. Let's see what I'm gonna do with this. What's the word I'm gonna use for this one? Hold on. Kind of come up with a word. Come on.
Fastidious.
Oricio.
What's that mean?
It means mine.
You yell that fairly loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, as he starts to say something, kind of like looks at you.
And I say Oricio, and I stop him, and I have control of him as long as we have eye contact.
You have to make your roll for that.
Okay.
you got
it. Remember, you have to cast the spell.
All right, stress die.
What was Salazar with Lear?
He was with Lear. He was just there.
Yeah,
like he was in that. He was
the village that we abandoned because they were being dumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, check real quick. You probably should have gotten. It's not saying it here, but you probably should have gotten some stress for that. It would succeed, but you rolled under the total you needed.
Okay. Where would I find out about the stress?
Just to here, I can just double check.
I think it should be in description.
Under description, vitals and combat. Oh yeah, you have a couple. You should not have a few stress, because the other one you succeeded in, correct? Your other spell.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had like a plus 12 to the thing. Yeah, you should only have one. Not here. I will fatigue. Yeah, it's fatigue, not stress in this one. Yeah, so winded right now, which is not enough to give you any negatives as of yet. Yeah, I thought there'd be a breakdown if you click on the roll. However, I'm not seeing this stress thing, because you got a 23 on your 25, but that 20... Oh, details. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, you still have wounds?
I guess.
Maybe.
Oh, here, you probably shouldn't. Oh, tell you what. You want me to make the rolls to see for fixing your wounds in the time you've been there? Because you would have had the doctor's help. So, roll for recovery.
Lear is dead.
That would be hilarious.
So, during summer, it's turned to a light wound. Have your wound completely healed. It took you 157 days to completely heal that light wound. So it looks like recovery period day 66 in the summer. And we're technically now in autumn. Exactly, in that season. So yeah, your wound went away, which actually would have so we'll go ahead and take away that stress for you, because that would have given you have a wounds were -3. That would have brought you up to a 20. No, what? Sorry, you still would have had one stress, or one fatigue. If you want to click on the fatigue.
Okay, Hold on, let me get back to my description.
So what are you controlling? Are you doing
let's see,
controlling, or did you want to use your other one? Like, I guess because they probably about the same role. Is my guess.
Sorry, what was the question one more time?
Were you using control the secret name, or were you, which?
Yeah, control the secret name.
Okay. So while he is a werewolf, or rather he is a werewolf, does not make him a magical sort of thing. He does not have like a magical thing, which means he's not as, he basically has no he has no magic resistance. Because right now, since you got below, if he had any magic, even a 0 magic resistance, it would not have worked. But since he does, yeah, you've got him.
All right, so I have control as long as I can see him. I make a what I can say when I make the gesture, I can grab thing. I try to grab his mouth. I'm basically I'm clamping his mouth shut.
Okay. And
get him now, Thordak.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie. Salazar was like, the minute you did anything was just like bow prepped and ready, because he remembered the first time we ever hung out.
Charge your people and take him now.
All right.
Yeah, and Lysander, make your stealth roll real quick.
We'll see
if you've been followed, see if
that
you
goes.
happen to have noticed you.
Six.
We'll say it's pretty
Punched myself in the ear.
I think in this case you probably would have been. We'll probably say you're okay. Let me pull out wolves real quick. Animal. So yeah, we now
just torn apart by wolves.
So one thing each of you can do, if you each want to take one of the grizzled veterans, or rather, yeah, each take one of the grizzled veterans.
Where would they be?
It's under the.
They're just in the regular.
Grogs.
Yeah.
Grog templates. Okay.
So essentially, this can be you're going to have a number of. You're each going to have 3 that are essentially with you. The way it works is you have one person is essentially able to take the. There should be one of these actually has the animals. I looked at it earlier.
Can Salazar just release a bow really quick?
Oh, creep! I'm confused because unless I put it in my
animals. It's under Grogs. Just plain old Grogs.
Okay, but I was looking in. Yeah, I was looking in the.
The compendium.
Well, yeah, there was a place where I actually had.
A wolf.
Yeah, that I definitely saw it earlier.
He played a wolf
under Grog's animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hound, tiger, wolf.
So for these, do this real quick. Beast. Always for everyone. I need to make it so everyone's name tags are always, because that would be nice. That's Beast. So we'll say they've got 4 in each. So there's about a dozen there. So those 3. And if you each want to pull, basically also pull your characters onto that map. They were there before, weren't they? Or wait, was that? Nope, wasn't there. Yeah, if you just want to pull them out onto the mat there.
Hold on.
You can put always for everyone. Always for everyone. Friendly. Oop. Friendly.
Or we're pulling the grizzled veteran there?
as well as the other characters who are kind of around.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull the grizzled veteran out. There's mine.
And then Thordak and Lear can also go out there. Always for everyone.
I already have Thordak out here.
Friendly.
All right.
All right. Actually, nope. Bring them all over here. I'll bring Lear. And you can bring one more thing of, or is this also Grizzled Veteran down there?
It's Salazar, but he's also.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. So I believe what I can just do, I can do that, and I remember toggle combat state. 1 point.
Hey.
I had seen how. Oh, cool. We all show up there. So, I'll hit roll all for initiative. It should have worked. Yep, roll for initiative, which takes us. Lear, you got first. What are you doing?
I'm just kind of keeping my eyes on him. I'm keeping him like as still as I can because I'm just making him a standard target. Like I'm not doing anything, but like because he needs to keep eye contact with me, so I'm just kind of keeping him still.
Okay.
And I know he's fighting me, but like again, he's not magic, and I am. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Oh, let me do this too. I'll just go. We'll say Grizzled Veteran Sarah. Update token. One of them, Grizzled Veteran. Oh, that would be Steve. And then I'll just use that for the Grizzled Veteran Nessa. Though, Nessa, if you just want to pull out your character's token, the Salazar.
I had before, but it didn't go through for some reason.
Okay.
So.
All right, Thordak.
All right. Sorry. Yeah, am I able to get up to this guy that Lear has pinned, or they're wolves?
There are wolves in the way, so like I said,
right,
it's like the wolves themselves look like they're ready to protect him.
I'm gonna go to the very first wolf I can see, and I'm gonna swing.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say tear it in half.
Yeah, I got a big old warhammer. I'm just gonna swing that big old boy and try to kill one of these here wolves.
All right. So they're not going to put their so basically each of your for the group combats, essentially these are all people that have worked together. So essentially what it is you have.
Oh, am I attacking with them, or is this just me?
No, just let it for everyone else. The group bonus of abilities, maximum, basically the sum of all the combat abilities, maximum of 3 times the leader's leadership. So it means probably a +9
okay.
will work on there. The wolves themselves are not trained, so they are not going to get they work well right now. They don't have there are wolves that can kind of essentially act as leaders because he's here. They don't have one of those, which means they're not a trained group, so they don't get those bonuses, but the blows will be put up there. So Thordak, you'll be going yourself against one of the wolves. You'll be kind of in that group, but I'll roll defense for them. So
all right, attack. I assume it's a stress die.
Yep.
Stress die.
God willing, it would be.
Exploding.
23.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Well, I still damage them,
yes,
right?
Yeah, if you want to go hit your damage. Oh, they've got...
Okay.
Oh, yeah, wolves are... God damn.
And I only have advantage 1, but I'm still doing a bunch of damage. 17.
Dang.
Oh,
come on.
They soak none.
They've got a 16. They've got a 16 for the defense.
Oh.
So give me a moment. Let me just make sure I've got that stuff in there correct. Because that does seem...
I mean, I was about to say, maybe wolves are fucking incredible.
I mean, wolves can be pretty fucking tough. However...
We need to talk to Xander and be like, drop the tiger, get a wolf.
Let me make sure I have...
Zalden? Yeah. No, my tiger's pretty beastly, too, so...
Sarah's old character, Zalen, has wormed its way into my pronunciation of Zalden.
Zalden.
I just, I'm sad if I dealt no damage with that good of a roll.
Yeah.
Oof.
Super wolf.
I would like it if it was like you just hit this wolf with an axe, and it's one of those like, I'm trying to remember what piece of media this is from, but I remember this like a cartoon or a comic of this like giant fucked up wolf that had like all I think it was like a Darkest Dungeon character that has like all these old weapons like rusted into it. Like it's a regular wolf, but like it's just been hit so many times the hide's too thick.
That's crazy.
Man, the word wolf appears a lot. I'm just trying to find the fucking normal animals. Though I think there is. Try something. Because there is a, like, in the Ars Magica thing, there's essentially a thing called, like, a compendium of. Oh, god damn it. Whoever made the fucking search thing, I want to beat the shit out of. Because they made the search thing where it won't just bring up the mundane beast. That's what I mean. It won't just bring up the information. It has to bring up, like, oh, this is in the middle of the search. I'm like, I don't want the middle of the fucking search. Let me just make sure that's correct. Okay, I think. I think the total defense is supposed to be just +9. So that would be a 7 on the one. Damage wise, 7 for that is going to be a medium wound. As you hit one, you just, as like what kind of weapon are you using?
A warhammer.
A warhammer. Yeah, as you kind of like hit that sucker. Just let me just make 5, 6, 7. I think defense. So I believe, and this is if I've got the stats correct. This also makes them a little less holy shit because right now they have a +18 to their attack. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Where
that's more than the demon we were fighting last week.
Yeah, because like it should be the attack is +11 total. So I've just got the 11 on there, but it also puts in its abilities of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So plus attack there should be 4. 11. Okay, and I think the initiative should be about the same. Nope, initiative should be +2. Oh. Initiative 0. Okay. All right. Yeah, so medium wound there as it hits. As it hits on the side. And I'm assuming you've got one of the groups with you? One of the groups of soldiers is also following?
Oh, with me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they going to kind of get in the way of or this will be the ones you're leading? You just want to be what's your leadership skill?
I have no leadership.
Okay.
Which I feel like is a mistake. I think he would. Later. I think I'm gonna adjust that.
Well, some of that may later. Have been. You may just have not. You may just have not like led people in battle specifically before, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, some nights are fighters, some are leaders. Yeah. So we'll say one of the things that wolves come with one of the groups that came against you. This will be maybe the same one. So one of them is hurt. So I'm gonna have them. They're going to do attack against who? We'll just say the group that you're controlling because each of you are controlling a group.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing to realize with that group, they have a leadership of 3.
Okay. And
there's 3 of them. You're basically gonna have a +9. You're gonna be able to put either on attack or defense. Each turn you can switch it. You want this to be on attack or defense this turn?
I'm gonna say defense for mine.
So for yours, because I think when you hit defend, does it give you a thing to add any extra bonuses?
Defend.
If you just use the grizzled veteran.
He's dead. So
my defense is a +2, and I'm also a grizzled veteran. So.
Okay, yeah, I would. How did you pick a dead grizzled veteran?
I don't have a clue. It just says he's dead.
It's something.
And an error message comes up.
Okay. Grizzled veteran Steve. Let's go into vitals and combats. Oh, dead. We're gonna remove that.
Resurrect him, Michael.
Right.
Resurrect him.
Rise from your grave.
His defense is a +5. So
okay, does it give you a bonus? Does it add if you want to ask any or add anything to it?
Yeah, modifier.
Yeah, and you can basically add 9 to that.
9. Okay. Stress die. Kablammy. 19.
Okay, which means with their zero. Oh, fuck. Oh, there we go. Oh, there didn't go away. Yeah, with that 0, so we'll go defense, damage, -1, nothing. Yeah, so basically, as they come up, they're like the three of them kind of rush in, and you're better able to stop any of yourselves from getting hurt as the wolves are trying to get at you. That takes us to one of the grizzled veterans. You want that to be Sarah's or Nessa's?
Nessa can go. I went first.
Okay, we're dropping our shields and attacking with bows so we can stay back in front of Lear.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're putting your extra +9 on attack?
Yeah, well, also just because the shield adds to our adds to the grizzled veterans like AC and not AC, but you know what I mean.
Just click that so that's not it shouldn't make a difference, but click that so that's not equipped right now. If you just want to make sure that the bow is
already done.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
11.
All right, as you fight.
Oh, sorry. This specifically, I was trying to see if I could hit what's his face, Seymour.
Oh, are you trying to get Vaso, who's being frozen?
I'm trying to get Vaso. I'm assuming I'd be able to hit him, right? He's just a man.
Yeah, I would say like as those hit with the 11, he's not able to move at all. Yes, just go ahead. Just out of curiosity, just roll a d10, and then tell me what that is with your total attack bonus or your damage bonus.
Sure thing. Why do the dice hide from me in this overlay? I swear to God, they shouldn't hide from me.
There's a die right next to the thing. Oh, nope, that ain't
it. See? They hide.
If you just hit slash roll 1d10. I don't know why that had me roll for you, Steve. Maybe because I accidentally clicked on the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say, though, if we've got several arrows hitting, and Sarah's got him, like, stuck, like, they pierce through him, he dies.
Yay!
Problem solved!
Yeah, Vaso's just like 3 arrows slam into him, and he drops. Though I guess he tries to drop, but currently are you still sort of holding him up with magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you let him go. Yeah,
can I? I don't know if I can sense when people die. If I'm doing that, I probably can.
You're controlling him. The thing is, you can definitely see him die.
Okay, so I let go. I just let him go and let him fall to the ground. What do the wolves do when that happens?
Well, so as of yet, they really haven't had a chance to notice because they're sort of in the middle of some things. Yeah, the other set of beasts, we're saying one of the other groups has kind of come in. So yeah, they'll go up against Sarah, the grizzled veterans you've got.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what I got for my inventory. I got an axe, I got a shield, and I got a longbow. Okay, I am gonna do the axe. I think that my grizzled veterans are just gonna
axe and shield. So if you want to hit your defenses as they start coming up on that group. Now, do you want to put your stuff into attack or defense?
Defense.
All right. Give yourself a +9 when you roll.
Okay, what do I...
There should be a thing when you click on defense, a thing should pop up where you can actually put in an extra modifier.
By the way, if the wolves come in and attack Salazar, I'm kind of fucked, but it is what it is.
Where would defense be? Would there be abilities?
So go into description,
combat,
and then vitals and combat.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry.
Too used to being a magician.
Defense. Okay.
It's also been like a month and a half.
And then do I do a modifier?
You should go ahead and add +9 because of the group.
+9. Do I just type 9 or do I actually do +9?
9 should be fine.
Okay. 9 stress die. 19.
We're rolling good on stress die. I've just jinxed it.
Yeah, yeah, that 19 against their 18. Yeah, they're coming up and they're trying to get at you. You're keeping them back with the shields. The other set of grizzled veterans, I think that's probably seriously, if you want to go ahead and roll your attack against
the wrong thing. Oh god, I think I might have.
No, you're good.
Oh, she looks fine.
Okay. All right. Who's next? Am I doing it again?
No, they're because now that was your defense. You're the next one in the group. So if you want to attack those wolves,
yes, I do.
Chopping them with your axes.
Okay, attack. Just attack, then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and modifier anything?
It'll just be your standard attack. What it does is it'll count them for everything. It'll hit
current multiplier 2. Roll. Exploding stress die.
Ooh. Not much. Oh, you roll 3? Yeah, 3. That always sucks. We don't. Shouldn't they have? They should have an attack. Dexterity ability. Let me check something for yours. Oh, you know what? I think description: vitals in combat. You do not have your action shield equipped.
Should I try again?
Well, no. The difference. It'll give you an extra +4, so I'll remove 4 on their defense.
Okay.
Oh, stress.
Hey.
Right. So if you want to go ahead and hit damage.
Yeah, I do. Any advantage or modifier? Any modifiers?
Nope, those will normally just be straight up.
Yo.
All right, so all 3 of them is so what happens is you've got you've got 3 people in each of your groups or 4?
3.
3. Yeah, and there's 4 wolves in each of these 3 things. So 3 of them receive medium wounds as you're going, just chopping into them. So now they've been hurt pretty bad because what happens is each they essentially every single person you have in your group will do whatever you've done there, and you spread it throughout their group. And you have a vanguard that will take damage first on yours if that happens. We'll say the final bit of group. Who's the last group of grizzled veterans we haven't had go yet? That's Steve's.
Mine went right after me. All 3 of them went.
Technically, I guess my group of grizzled veterans, because I acted under Salazar.
Steve, I think yours were attacked. They didn't go though.
Yeah, we attacked. I didn't?
No, because the thing is, it was what I'm going to hear is
okay.
Lear, Thordak, the beasts attacked your group, and then we gave yours for the last. So this is before we put the names on them.
Okay.
So yeah, once again,
no,
if
you're
you want to
okay.
put your 9, yeah, you've got these ones trying to leap up and attack and nip that particular group. You can put if you're putting it into defense.
Mine again?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'd be defending, so +9. Yep.
Okay. I think you do have it set with your longbow, which I think part of the thing is it probably won't make too much of a difference here. But that grizzled veteran is also showing up as dead.
The defense didn't change at all.
Okay.
Our default grizzled veteran is just dead to begin with.
Yeah, so in general, you always want to make sure that you have your equipment, the equipment you're supposed to have. Like you'd have axe and shield, but not the longbow.
Okay.
For those, you have those equipped. But we'll say that won't make too much of a difference.
No, the defense didn't change.
Yeah, so once again, they're kind of leaping up on you and trying to attack. But at this point, because there's just this moment where there's several of them that have now been hurt, and then one of them they kind of turn, they see that Vaso has died, and if nobody stops them, the wolves are now going to bug the fuck out of here.
I say let him go.
Thordak's gonna look at Lear and be like, "We're letting him go."
Let them go. They lost their leader.
We'll say Vaso's kind of you let him fall.
Yeah.
It's sitting there, and there's just like they're like the 3 arrows just going through him, and there's just a. Actually, do we want to check and see if he had actually died? What did you roll previously on that? What is it, 11? Say a Salazar's group.
Yeah.
Yeah, Salazar's group.
Yeah, we can kind of see real quick if.
I can shoot him again if we need.
Well, he at least would have been. Are you all planning on killing him?
Oh,
yes.
Did you want?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, we'll say as you come up, he's got those 3 sort of in, and spits out some blood. Do you all come near him, or do you just let him kind of be there on the side?
Thordak's gonna go up to him.
Yeah, and the thing is, you see, like, he's not moving. This is not someone who's going to be able to do much of anything. As you sort of come up, and he just goes, "Came to get my revenge. It wasn't even the right mage."
I so desperately want to fill this man's lungs with water just so his last moments are the worst ever.
And he just slumps, and he is dead.
Salazar's going to go over and just kind of like to the head really quick. You can never be too careful, Miss Lear.
That you can't.
I think we all learned an important lesson today, which is
It's
shoot
not
things with arrows more often.
It's to not trust Penn to. I love Penn, but Penn is a life giver, not a death giver.
We learned that Lear can go on a mission and not get injured.
You should have known that already. I've made my way.
Besides, you didn't get injured on that one trip with the fairies or whatever.
Exactly. You don't always get injured, Lord.
All right, and we want to call it there for tonight, or
yes.
Anybody wants to do before?
Nope, this turned out really good, which I am now nervous for the next time we play, because that means something bad's going to happen immediately.
I think once Penn returns, Lear's going to be like, took care of that problem for you.
Penn's going to be upset that you, that the fact that this came back to bite people, but also is going to be like, I don't you guys think of Penn as the thing, but she also was like, if she could have handled him in the moment, she would have gone back and stomped that guy.
Yes.
He just had so many wolves.
And you did not have an army.
I didn't. I just had a bunch of very squishy helpers and Mishka.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, BJ mentioned the default stats for animals in ours are the default stats aren't that bad, but the problem is I just put in what the code was essentially without realizing it's going to also add in the ability, like all of the other stuff that's actually already worked into the thing for the weapons and then the stat block. Here it adds everything else together instead of giving me the full thing because it's treating it like a character and not a stat block.
Yeah,
which is fine, but it also meant that they had like double the bonuses because it was like, here's what it should be. They should have a +9, but I had a +9 there. Then it added all the stuff together, which would have been like a +7 without the +2 or whatever it would have been for the thing. Mm-hmm. So then it was like, here's the most default bears impenetrable to mounted knights. Could have been a possibility. Like I said, the wolves at least were less dangerous. Before they had, I had almost doubled.
Like an insane. Well, it was because in the woods there were like 50 wolves, and I didn't realize he could only summon a couple at a time. I thought if he howled, we would have 50 wolves on us immediately. And I was like, I'm one wizard and one werebear. Sorry, this town's gonna fucking die.
He can summon about 20 with a good roll. The basic thing, but he's also had a 5 in that. He's also very good at it.
I think when I summoned wolves with him, I got a really good roll. I summoned a lot
because how well you roll determines how quickly they show.
Yeah,
and I think yours was almost instantly or something. It's they're like, hello. It's like no. All right, if we want to let people know where to find all you folks.
I'm Sarah. I'm Powerful Week almost everywhere, so come find me.
Steve, I'm the Dragon X on TikTok. You can find me on Ronan's Den Podcast. You can find me on Beards and Barbarians on Fridays. And starting about mid-April, you will see me for several weeks running The Crypt is Open at Grimstone Games.
Nice.
Hey, I am Nessa. You can find me everywhere under Loch Nessa, LOCHNEASSA. I will also be on Grimstone Gaming playing with Steve. I was about to show off the hat that I bought for that character, but I just threw it over there, so none of that. But yeah, I also am on a podcast called Dead Teen House Party. If you like unexperienced horror people being like, damn, this TV show from 2009 goes hard. But yeah, that's about it.
All right, and I'm Improv GM just about everywhere, and we will catch you later.